Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of My Chronic Life. And this episode is going to be about issues with remembering, focus, working memory challenges, of which those are some, as well as executive function, and just struggling to have the things you need when you're leaving and so that you have them when you get to where you're going versus leaving them at home. And just the different things with forgetting. So I've been having the first issue is if I write things down to remember it, which I have to do or it's gone. Sometimes, like if it's a post-it note, my post-it note will get lost. Or if it's a big sheet of paper with a checklist like I have at work, sometimes things get put on top of the checklist and then I can't see where I wrote the thing that I need to remember. Or I will write the thing down and stick it like a post-it note, and I'll stick it on the computer and it will fall and then I can't see what it says and then it gets lost. And then by the time I find it again, I've already missed the thing that I was supposed to do. Like if I was needing to do a wake-up call for a guest at work, it will be too late for the wake-up call by the time I find the piece of paper with the room number and the time of the wake-up call. Or it will be on the post-it note and the checklist, but then something's on top of my checklist. And then I won't see it and then I forget. Or I have it written down and it's like in an alarm or whatever on a reminder on the computer, but then I have to go get a guest something from the laundry room. By the time I get back from the laundry room, one of four things has happened. The note's gone, it's covered up, or it's too late for the wake-up call, or I wouldn't even think that I need to look for this piece of paper because it's completely lost out of my mind that I even need to check for it anymore. Like I've completely focused in on a different problem. Like, okay, I've given the guests their stuff and now I've got to ring up these purchases and then I have to restock the gift shop, and then by the time I remember about it, I'm already late giving the wake up call by then. Like that happens. Or another thing that happens is there's something that I'm supposed to put in my checklist, like my shift log at the end of my shift that I email to everybody at the desk, and I'll need to put that in there, and then I'll have it written down, and then I get busy and like things happen, and then I don't see the paper because it's either covered up or it's fallen or somebody's moved it, or like one time there was a gift shop purchase and some of the people's stuff was like on top of my note, and then when they picked up their stuff it was like stuck to the bottom of the thing and then it fell on the floor. And I didn't know it at the time, and I like finished my shift and finished my log and sent it without that piece of information in the log. And then nobody knew that this thing needed to happen. It was like something was wrong with the closet in the room or something where there was a repair that needed to happen, so I needed to tell maintenance. And then that happened and then it never got told to maintenance. I had one of these yesterday and the toilet was broken and it never got told to maintenance because my note got lost. And then it was time for me to leave. And it was already hectic because a bunch of other stuff happened too, and then it was time for me to leave and I never did see the note because I had gotten lost. And then so it didn't end up in my log, and I went home, and typically by the time I get home I do not remember to go back into my email like on my laptop at home or my phone and go add things to the shift log email. By the time I get home, gone. And so I don't remember to go back in, and like I said, if I don't have the note I'm not going to remember anyway. And so they didn't get whatever their maintenance was that they needed. And just often trying to remember things for me is a series of unfortunate events. Or Murphy's Law, whatever can go wrong will. And I have to set up systems, like elaborate systems sometimes, just to remember. Like I have to have something with my phone, with the computer, with a paper planner, with a post-it note, with, a checklist on a big piece of paper, like a notebook or whatever, like a reminder in my watch, like 50 million things, so I have multiple places to get prompted to remember this thing. And it doesn't always work because of lots of random life events. And this is a thing because of my working memory. It is impaired. And so I can't hold as much information inside my head as I need to accomplish a task. And another way my working memory impairment gets in my way is that I will be given a direction. Like, when guests get here, and no, when guests don't get here before you do the night audit, and they don't have a payment, don't check them in. But I've had that same direction a little bit different of a way, a different day, and I will conflate those two into one thing, or I will get confused and do it wrong. And it's not because I wasn't listening, or I was just kind of being insubordinate. I'm like, I'm just not doing that. Forget it. I'm doing it my way, kind of thing. It was not that. It was that I didn't have enough space in my brain to hold the direction and keep this other one there for that instance, and then keep this other direction for this other situation, and keep them both in my head, keep them separated from each other, and get the thing done. And a lot of times, you would think that writing it down would help with that, but then if they're mixed up, like if I'm struggling to process it in my head and I try to write it down, I will write it down mixed up. So that does not help. And that is a problem. And that's why sometimes I need to type it into a computer or record it in a voice memo or something like that, where I'm not just using it in a format that's going to get it mixed up. And this is also why I have to ask questions. I have to be able to email you or call you or text you or something, so I can ask you, is this what you meant? Is this what I'm supposed to do when this happens? Or was this for the other situation? Or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, that's not always an option. Like, it's not available. Like, the person is not hearing their phone, or they're not logged into their email, or they're not able to log into it, or they're asleep, or whatever the case may be, so I can't ask them the question. And then by the time they do respond, I've already gotten it mixed up and done it wrong, 9 times out of 10. So that is a problem. And then with my executive function also being impaired, like if it's multiple steps of something, I'm either going to forget some steps, mix up the steps, or just not complete them all. And it can be hard to get started on the first step of something for various reasons with my executive function being impaired, and it's very difficult. And then adding a bunch of external stimuli, like a bunch of guests coming up to the desk, or phones ringing, or like noisy neighbors if I'm at home, and doors slamming, and TVs, and a bunch of things in my immediate environment, like at home, like that, it further will like impair me of being able to remember, because it's a distraction, because it's increasing the mental load on my executive function. So I get overwhelmed. And when I get overwhelmed, that's going to be a problem. I'm going to forget. Things are going to be incomplete. They're going to be mixed up. It's going to be harder for me to process and get things done that way. So since it's been real busy at work, and it's been just like a hectic life in general right now, I've been having a lot of these issues. And then my other big, like, working memory, executive function, forgetting, not getting things done, leaving things behind thing is actually when I'm trying to get ready to go somewhere, and I don't realize that I've forgotten something that I need to have with me. Most important thing of which would be the phone and the keys. And this is why, in order to not leave my keys behind and be locked out, my keys live in my purse. I have to keep them in there. If they are on the table and I'm getting ready to leave, I will grab my purse and walk off without the keys. So I put them in my purse because I know I'm taking my purse. I always take my purse. So the keys go in there so that I do not leave them. And then my phone, that thing happens. Like if I put it down next to my purse on the table, and it's like my walker's like right next to the table, and then I will put my stuff on the walker and walk out the door without the phone. Or if it's like on the bed and it's on the charger and the blanket gets over the top of it, I'm not going to remember to grab it. Or like if I've changed clothes and it was in the pants that I took off, I may not realize that it was in that pocket and think I have it in the new pants pocket or in my hoodie pocket or something in the outfit that I changed into, and walk out without it, which is what I did today. I went to physical therapy, got all the way there, did my whole entire physical therapy appointment with my phone at home in my work pants pocket, and didn't know that until I went to go call my ride to go home. Yeah, that is a problem. Because like Uber and Lyft, you need a phone for that. And even calling a loved one, even getting a ride from them, you kind of need the phone to let them know you're done so they can come get you. It's very hard to get around without a phone if you do not drive. So it's a problem. And then it's not only that, it's like if I need to ride the bus passes on the phone. Everything is in the phone. It's like a lot of things are tapped now, and a lot of things are like you need your phone to do it. You need your phone to pay for it. And like the whole tap to pay thing, I typically have like my cards in my phone, and sometimes those cards are not also in my wallet. And then I can't pay for anything because the payments are in my purse or in at home, and then the actual card's not in my wallet either. So now the card that I have the money on is not with me. That is a problem as well. I try to keep all of my things in the wallet because inside the purse, because I will forget. I've forgotten my entire wallet before. So I have to keep, the wallet has to be in the purse. Purse has to be at the table, the dining room table, because that's where the door is to leave my apartment. So that's my launch pad. Purse has to be there. Wallet has to be in the purse. Keys have to be in the purse. Walker goes next to the table. Phone needs to be on the wallet, and my tumbler for something drink needs to be on the. I have a cup holder that's also a phone holder. Cup and phone need to be on the cup and phone holder. Or they need to be in what I'm wearing, or it needs to be in my purse, because otherwise I'm gonna walk out the door without it. Period. And I do it with earbuds, which I need for sensory hypersensitivity issues. And charging cables, because I gotta have the phone and I can't have the phone if it's dead. So, and like portable chargers, that whole thing. So all of that stuff has to be in the things I always take with me. So when my brain goes on autopilot, I can autopilot grab the things I always take and have all of my things. But sometimes that gets thwarted by being tired and being in a rush and stuff like that, and not feeling well, and doing things like changing clothes because my appointment is soon and I don't want to wear my work clothes to go do what is essentially a workout at physical therapy. So that, but so I have to make sure the phone is in something I'm going to automatically take with me so that I don't forget it, because I'm tired of forgetting my phone. And if I forget it for work, I can't log into half of the things I use for my job, so I have to have the phone for that. But with my phone, like for work, I have a bunch of work alarms set so that I get up and get out the door on time. And the last alarm I have set is the one where you need to have your ride together because you need to leave so you can be on time. And that goes off. I work at 11. That alarm goes off at 10:30. I pick the phone up, I turn that alarm off, and I stick it in the phone holder on the walker right after I'm done, so that it's with me when I walk out the door. And because that alarm goes off, I'm thinking about, oh yeah, let me put this where I'm going to remember to take it with me. But with physical therapy, since I don't always get done with work at the same time, because sometimes my coworkers are late, or my ride is late or takes a long time or stuff, so yeah, I get done at a different time sometimes. And because that happens, I don't know when I'm going to get home and how much time I'm going to have to get ready to leave for physical therapy, and then I have to leave at 8:45 to be there at 9. And I don't know if I'm gonna have 15 minutes, a half an hour, how long. So I'm usually rushing because I have to eat, I have to get dressed, I have to make sure I have what my stuff, and because I'm gonna need to leave soon. And then I'm exhausted from working all night, so it is a recipe for forgetting. So, and being distracted and the whole thing. So it's a problem. So I've decided I'm using modes and routines in my phone to set up things where, okay, at this time, open this app, do a reminder, make the phone beep, and have the notification for my alert read out loud so that I hear my phone and know to, oh yeah, let me put that on my walker so I don't forget it. And that will hopefully help me not keep leaving my phone here whenever I go to physical therapy. And then to see if I can use that to help me open things that help me remember that I don't normally remember to open on the phone. If I have to do it manually, like a notes app or a calendar app, or even like ChatGPT or Gemini, or stuff that helps me remember things, or like the voice memo even. See if that helps. And then I set an alarm for my watch for it to go off right before I'm leaving, so hopefully it will remind me to find my phone on my watch so that I can know if I have it or not before I walk out the door. And I might do like a what do you want to call it, modes and routines, where it opens the app for the watch so that I see the alarm or something. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. And then I have brain fog from several of the issues that I suffer from, and that makes my brain sluggish. It's hard to focus, it's hard to concentrate, it's hard to think, and that means it's hard to process information. And I'm like, and then what did I need to do? And then like sometimes I lose words when I have brain fog, and it's like, where did I put the thing that I was going to do the thingy with at the whatchamacallit when I get to the whatchamajiggy, because I can't remember the words. But that doesn't help me remember either, because like all of the words are basically thing. It just, the brain fog, it just wipes out my ability to think and process information, and that's going to mean I'm probably going to mix up directions. It means I'm probably going to be told something by a coworker or a boss and not remember that they told me. I will need to read an email and forget all about it. I will write a note and forget to even look at it. Just all of those things that I already do because of my impaired working memory and impaired executive function are compounded by the brain fog. And it's really hard. And then the brain fog's worse when I'm fatigued, and all of that other stuff is worse when I'm fatigued. So it's just like a perfect storm for forgetting things, and like not being able to keep track of what I'm doing and where I put things and do I have things and all of that. So it's a big struggle. And then when I am not feeling well and I am in a lot of pain, as well as being exhausted and having a hectic day at work and everything, that just it's not easy to remember or get things done or keep track of my things and the things that I need to do and all of that. So I'm trying to figure out what system will work for me that I will remember, and that I will remember to use the tools that will help me remember, because sometimes I don't even remember that like my planner is a thing. Or I don't remember that that app on my phone's even a thing sometimes. So I have literally like reminder apps and calendar things and all sorts of productivity tools that I forgot were even tools. So I'm trying to find a system that will help me remember that these things are tools. Um, I don't know what's going to work yet, but I am trying some things. Um, and I think a large part of the issue is that I'm experiencing burnout. And like my job is very much too much for me right now. And so, um, and with my health problems and the whole thing, it's not conducive to me having good brain days at any given day. It can be a bad brain day with the burnout from my job. So it's a struggle, and I'm just trying to find ways to help me with that and help me get through it. So that is, I just wanted to talk about that today, um, and just kind of um, talk about how it affects me, and maybe the post will help somebody that's also going through these things, and maybe um, after you watch this, you can drop some things in the comments letting me know things that may have helped you, or if you have other information that might make it easier, or any other tips that might make it easier. Drop those in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.